I'm in the town of Sopot, and it is the birthplace of this man, Ivan Vazov, who is known as the Patriarch of Bulgarian literature. And one of the reasons why I decided to come to Bulgaria is because I read one of his novels, his most famous one, I think, Todigoto. And it's famous because, well, I think it's one of the famous ones because it's translated in 30 languages. His house is supposed to be somewhere near here. And there's a museum that you're supposed to be able to go into and check out. So I'm gonna go find out where that place is and go inside. And let's hope they let me film a little bit of what his birthplace looked like. It turns out his house is literally across the street. Right there. And I believe his house was burned down. So it's not the original. But his family helped reconstruct it. So it's supposed to be as close to the original as it really possibly could be. They gave me permission to film a little bit of his house. There's a field trip of kids, so that's kind of cool. So these house museums are nice, not because the author was born here. Well, that's one good thing, but also because it's a chance to see what houses back in those days look like. So it says do not enter. So let's not enter. But look. This one's actually pretty big. Here's a collection of some of probably all his works. They're numbered and not titled, so I think it would be very hard for me to find the one that I read. Let's just flip the first one. There's his signature. And I don't think I know this one. Most of his stuff is not translated. I think only 2 or 3 of his novels are, if that at all. So this is volume 20. Maybe if I can find volume 1. There's volume 1. Ivan Vazov. Yes. And he's mainly a poet and a playwright, I think, not a novelist. So most of this stuff will be his poems and plays. Well, in his book, he talks about, it's a fictional account of a failed uprising against the Turks that he actually participated in. And the book is based on a fictional Bulgarian town that this town, basically. It's a nice garden. These are probably some of the first prints of some of his works, maybe all of his works. And hopefully I'll eventually find the book that I read. Someone's poems. Some letters he wrote. Here's the book that I read. The first page. This whole section is devoted to book Ikoto. Some scenes painted of his novel. Here's all the different editions of the same book. 4 newspapers talking about his book. And all the translations. So you can see. You live in Japanese, Spanish. I think this is Greek, French, English. This is why I took the 2-hour bus ride to come up to this town. And these are the people that the characters are based off of. It's all real people. The names are different. Barbershop exhibition. So you can see the fashion at the time. And not only that, now, of course, this place is really just important for Bulgarians and not really foreigners. So everything here, all the explanations are in Bulgarian. But I think if you've read his book or his work, any of them, it's pretty worth it to come here anyways. Here you can see a poster. It says the Narodin Theater Ivan Basov. So they're putting on one of his plays at the theater. And I believe that says National Theater Ivan Basov. So that must be the place in Sofia. The National Theater is named after this guy. So, you know, obviously they will put his plays on. Let's admire the mountains while I walk to my next destination, which is a water mill. That's very important. It's where one of the most important episodes in the novel takes place, and one of the most important characters live. Sopot is apparently a town that's known for skydiving and paragliding. So usually people, foreigners who come here, are here for that kind of sport. In fact, on TripAdvisor, I think the first attraction is the lift. Now, Sopot is part of the Rose Valley, so you can see in many people's yards there are beautiful roses just growing, and it's the season right now, so a lot of these houses are very colorful, very beautiful. But I'm here. Diado Stoyan's watermill. And as you can see, like I said, the lift, 200 meters that way. But that's not what I came for. I came for this. And I did read online that the place was closed, like permanently. So I was hoping for the slim chance that it might have been reopened, but I guess not. But that's okay. Sort of see the beautiful mountains again from here, and on the far side you see down if you squint hard enough. But here's a sign, tells you the main attractions here in Sopot. So we're here. Ivan Vasov's museum was here. His statue was basically here, and I got off the bus here. So I guess while we're here, we might as well go to the monastery here. And later on, when we go back down, we can visit the nunnery. Is an interesting place. There's a very important room, kind of, in the nunnery, so we can go visit the nunnery. And here's also where sort of town center is, all the restaurants and stuff there, so we're gonna grab some lunch once we make the hike back down. But right now, let's take the small little loop and let's head to the monastery. Tiny horses. Maybe they're ponies. I'm not sure. I don't think they don't look like ponies to me. But I guess they must be, because these things are way too small to be horses. And there's a horse in the distance. It's looking right into the camera. It's a beautiful day. The weather, the forecast said there's a 60% chance that it's going to rain. And you can kind of see that. But over on this side, clouds are white, sky is blue. Look at these beautiful roses. Look at that. Just an entire farm of these beautiful pink roses. And in some parts of the valley, part of the Rose Festival, the festivities, is that you can pay, some money and you can come and pick roses during the festival. I'm not sure if Sopot is one of these places, but you can see I'm standing quite a bit away, and I can already really smell the roses. It smells really good. I can see why they put this stuff in perfumes. Oh my god. It actually smells very nice standing in this corner right here. The wind, the breeze is sort of blowing into me right now. And it smells awesome. Alright. Let's continue on. The monastery is about a minute or two away. Again with the roses. A whole field of them. And right there is the monastery. So these mountains are no longer the Rodopi Mountains. I think I'm not quite sure what the names are, but similarly, there aren't really many mosquitoes here, but there are lots of flies, and they're not afraid to land on you. So, see if we can get closer. Oh, it smells so good. Very sweet. Oh my god. So I don't wanna. Oh. It's amazing. It was so worth it. And the walk wasn't even that bad. It's like a 15-minute walk from where the house museum was, on a very gentle slope. This is awesome. Here is Vasily Levski, the hero of Bulgaria. In the novel Poligoto, everything is fictional, but it's based on reality, and the main character is referred to as the apostle of freedom, because he is, trying to organize a rebellion against the Ottoman oppression of Bulgaria. Well, the apostle of freedom is a real person, and his name is Vasily Levski. I believe he actually hid in this monastery, which is why they have a plaque of him here. But I'm most likely wrong. But I do remember something like that being true. I know for sure he hid in the nunnery, which we'll go to later. But yeah, it seems like it's open. So let's see if I can go inside and check it out. Again with the beautiful roses. These are not as fragrant as the ones there, in a farm, basically. But these ones are a lot bigger. Just to give a comparison, that's my hand right next to the flower, so it's almost the size of my palm. And it's very quiet, very serene here. Here's the church. And the church bell. Here's some flowers I've never seen before. It's very colorful. And I think it drizzled for about a minute there. So hopefully it doesn't get any worse than that. This one smells like candy. I like this one a lot more. But maybe they're not as good for perfumes. Or maybe they grow them somewhere else, in another part of the valley. Anyways. Let's say goodbye to the monastery. And make our way back down to the town center. Get some food. Go to the nunnery. And then we can visit I believe the birthplace of the apostle. The great man who died for this country's freedom. This one smells like a typical perfume. Like, let's see, this one doesn't smell like anything. You're fake. Alright. So we're at the nunnery, and here is where Vasily was hiding when he was being pursued by the Turks. I'm now in Karlovo. Actually, I've been here for like half an hour now. I went to the house of Vasily. Unfortunately, they did not Didn't want people to film or take pictures there. So you just have to listen to my description of what I saw. The complex of his house is a little bigger than Ivan Vasov's, I think. Or maybe they're about the same size. I mean, these aren't very big houses. But there are some cool things about the House Museum. The first is in the exhibition hall. It featured not only some of his artifacts like his notebooks, his letters, things like that, but also a lot of paintings about Levski were also on display there. There's trees blocking the view, so let's just look at the street for a while. And the other cool thing is that at the end of, well, there's a route you follow, and at the end of the route is a chapel, which, of course, is to commemorate Levski. And the chapel is a lock of his hair, which he cut off to give his mother before he quit the clergy and, started to fight for freedom. I'm now walking towards a waterfall, which is sort of like the second sightseeing thing that exists here in Karlovo. And sort of to finish out these two men's story, another tree blocking my view, of course, is that Ivan Vazov goes on to live a successful life, even though he was part of the failed rebellion, failed uprising. He goes on to live in Sofia and becomes a huge success and super famous even in his lifetime. Unfortunately, Levski did not have the same. He did not end his life the same way. The Turks will eventually capture him and hang him in Sofia. Oh, I found a local pedestrian street. It goes straight to where I want to go, so that's awesome. Basically, what happens at the end of the rebellion is that it fails. But the Ottomans' brutality in this region becomes known to the rest of Europe. And so what happens is that eventually Alexander II of Russia will declare war on Turkey, on the Ottoman Empire, and the Russians will win the war, and part of the treaty that ends the war is the liberation of Bulgaria. Here's a nice view of the mountain. But yeah, even though the uprising failed, it ultimately was the catalyst which led to the freedom of this country. I'm entering what's called the Central Balkan National Park. Now, I'm not stupid enough to climb a mountain by myself without a guide, but at the foot edge of the mountain of this park, it's a very supposedly big and beautiful waterfall, and that's where we're heading now. And as expected, the cats of Bulgaria are here in the mountains too. So we can hear the water already, but it's supposed to be, I think, 5-10 minutes along this path. So, but let's just take a look at the river, because there's a nice view of it. So we're gonna go to, the waterfall that feeds this river, I guess. Nice clear water. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a beer bottle stuck in the rocks in the middle of the river. Someone didn't clean up after themselves. Maybe they need to institute some fines, just like they do near Asen's fortress. But you can see this, at least this part of the park is so, how do you say, so many people come here. The road is relatively in good condition. There's a street light here. And up ahead you can see some fencing. If you're deep in the mountains, there's no fencing. And you're at the foot of the mountain, they're still willing to put up some fences for you. Make sure you're not stupid enough to fall over. Or drunk. Who knows. There's some benches here, and I just see some guy just sleeping on a bench. Next to the sound of the waterfall in the river. Alright, I think we're close. But just to make sure, I'll have to stop this video, because I need to use Google Maps to make sure that I'm going the right way. There's a hydro plant, I think. And according to some people online, the waterfall is hidden behind the hydro plant. So, yeah. Let's see. I can't see anything. The doors are open. I kind of want to just walk into a power plant. And here's the river. There's a road. You don't need to go inside the power plant. But the road's not interesting, so let's look at the river, or as much as I can show. It's real fast here. And up some steps. I can hear the waterfall. There we are. Here are some pipes. But this is what we came for. Have to admit, just like the other waterfall at Bachkovo, not very impressive. Probably because there hasn't been any rain. Maybe if we come back, well, I can't come back, but it's supposed to rain this weekend, so if I had come here, if I would have come here next Monday, I imagine that the waterfall will be a lot more impressive than what's being shown here. But yeah, let's look at some trees, some river. There's also a plaque which you can sort of see right above my water bottle. I can't really tell what the plaque says here, so I'm gonna see if we can zoom in so that we can all read it together. This is as far as my camera goes, and I can't see anything, so that's too bad. But there's a close up of the river, waterfall. Very nice. And here is his monument.